Today, we're making cocktail syrups. Welcome to the Bartender and the Butcher. This is episode 1 of the new Tiki cocktail series, Smuggle My Cove, where we will be going over every single recipe, flavor, and experiment in the Tiki cocktail book, Smuggler's Cove. Make sure you stay tuned for the end because we're going to use multiple of these syrups to make one of the cocktails in this book. But before we begin, Tiki drinks take like 18 different ingredients, so we got to make all the syrups for all these Tiki drinks. We got cinnamon, vanilla, molasses, coconut, passion fruit, and honey. A lot of these are going to be infusions, like the cinnamon or vanilla. Some of them are going to be mixed, just mixed in, like the coconut, passion fruit, and molasses. We do have another cocktail syrups video up on our channel. That one goes over orgeat, grenadine, demerara, simple syrups. All those are going to be more overarching syrups that you're going to use in a lot of different cocktails. These, for the most part, are just going to be used in Tiki cocktails. So to start, we're going to make one massive pot of 2-to-1 simple syrup. I got 3,600 grams of sugar here. We're gonna add 1,800 grams of water, bring it up on a low-medium heat until all the sugar is dissolved. We'll split it up from there and start making our syrups. And with a little bit of movie magic, and just like that, our simple syrup is ready to go. I'm gonna start portioning these out into different containers so we can start our infusion or our mixing. My bottles hold about 25 ounces in each of them, so that is how I'm going to be dispersing it. All right, now that we're done portioning everything out so we can start making our individual syrups, we are going to start with coconut cream. So to do coconut cream, you get a can of coconut milk. We're gonna open this up, pour it in here and mix it up. And then we're going to take our simple syrup, fill the can back up, and pour it in to get a 1-to-1 coconut milk to simple syrup. And that is our coconut cream. So let's do it. Thai Kitchen unsweetened coconut milk is the one that the Smuggler's Cove says to use, but any unsweetened coconut milk should work fine. You are going to have to scoop it out because it is going to be broken up between the liquid and the solids. Oh, I'm getting messy. All right. Now that we used our handy dandy whisk, we can fill our container with the simple syrup that we made, pour it in, mix it up. I probably should have got a bigger pot. It's okay. I definitely should have got a bigger bowl.
You live and you learn.
You do live and you do learn. The coconut cream lasts about 10 to 14 days in the fridge. It will separate once you have it in the bottle. The white solids will come up top. The simple syrup will go to the bottom. But you just shake it up really, really good. It's going to be fine. Just make sure you shake it up between each use. So this is ready to go. Now we're going to move on to passion fruit. Passion fruit is a lot like the coconut cream. It is going to be a 1-to-1 ratio of 2-to-1 simple syrup to passion fruit. This is Funkin' passion fruit puree. Got it off Amazon. It's the only place I could find it. But it's actually exactly what is called for in the Smuggler's Cove book. I don't know if you need to shake it. That's probably good. And this is quite a big bag of the passion fruit puree. You're gonna want to probably freeze it because after you open it, you have to use it within 10 days and you have to refrigerate it immediately. We put 3.5 ladles of simple syrup and we are going to do 3.5 ladles of passion fruit puree. This will last right about 2 weeks in the fridge, but now we're just gonna mix it up. Now that this is mixed up, we're gonna put it to the side and we are going to go on to cinnamon and vanilla. Vanilla syrup, one of my favorite syrups, because it tastes so good. The difference between the vanilla and the cinnamon versus the coconut and the passion fruit is these are going to be infusions, so we're going to put them back on to the stove for just a little bit of time, just to really incorporate all of the flavor, whereas those are mixed, all the flavor is going to be throughout the syrup already. So let's start that. I would recommend going for Whole Foods vanilla beans. There is only one vanilla bean in each one, but Safeway was trying to sell me 2 for $23. And I got each one of these at Whole Foods for $5. Take that as you will.
I think you can also get them on Amazon.
Oh, you probably can't get them on Amazon? I'm not sure what the Amazon price is, though. They smell so good. They smell so good. So to do this, all we're going to do is we're going to open the pod up. We're going to slice it right down and all the way through. We're going to scrape out the seeds, and we're going to put them right into the syrup, as well as we're going to put the pod directly into the syrup as well. On to vanilla bean number 2. perfectly cut. We're going to open this guy up, and now we are just going to scrape out all the beans on both sides of the pod. Now that we have the vanilla beans and the pods into the simple syrup, we're going to put it back on the stove for just a couple minutes just to heat it up on low. That way it just jumpstart the infusion process and gets the beans evenly distributed throughout the whole syrup. Now we're going to move on to cinnamon. Probably my second favorite syrup next to vanilla, but it's a very close second. And it's very easy to make. Now that we have our simple syrup ready to go, all we're going to do is drop cinnamon sticks into it and put it on the stove, bring it up a little bit on low, and just let it go for a second, and then bottle it up. For my bottles, I typically do 3 cinnamon sticks per each one of my bottle. This is enough for 2 bottles of cinnamon because I use it in cocktails and I use it in a lot of coffee drinks that I make. So I'm going to use 6 cinnamon sticks. All right, now that we got our cinnamon sticks into our mixture, we're just going to throw this back on the stove, put it on low, let it go for a couple minutes, and it'll jumpstart the infusion process. Cinnamon's good to go. So now that we have passion fruit, coconut, vanilla, and cinnamon, we got molasses and honey left. We're going to do molasses because it's the last thing that uses our simple syrup that we made, and it is roughly every cup of simple syrup that you're putting the molasses into, you're going to do 1 ounce of the molasses. This is roughly 3 cups, so we're going to do right about 3 or a little bit more than 3 ounces of molasses. Like the cinnamon and the vanilla, you are going to put this back on the stove just for a little bit, just so the molasses can fully incorporate into the syrup. All right, and all the molasses now is in the simple syrup. We're going to put this back on the stove, mix it up, make sure it incorporates and binds together, and we are good to go. All right, and now we are on to our last syrup, honey syrup. It's about as easy as it comes. You're going to want to get a nice high quality honey. You're going to take your honey and you're going to completely pour it, the entire jar, into a saucepan. Once we have all the honey into the pot, we're going to fill our honey container up with water. We're going to put the tap back on and we're going to shake it up so we get all the honey out of the jar. Once you have shook it up enough to get all the honey out, we're going to pour that directly into the honey. And now you have a 1-to-1 ratio of water and honey. We're going to throw this onto the stove, make sure that the honey fully incorporates with the water. And that's it. Our last syrup, honey syrup, will be done. And there you have it. All of the syrups that you're pretty much going to need for the Smuggler's Cove book and the new Tiki cocktail series. So now we are going to use 2 different syrups. We're going to use passion fruit syrup and honey syrup in the bonus cocktail we're going to do today. It's called Max's Mistake. So to start it off, first thing we need is 1 ounce of lemon juice. Pro tip, using the second part of your shaker to juice your citrus in. That way you can measure out how much citrus juice you need. We need 1 ounce. Best practice is going to be about half a lemon for 1 ounce of lemon juice and then 1 whole lime for 1 ounce of lime juice. Now, onto the passion fruit syrup that we made today. We're going to go 1 ounce of passion fruit syrup. Half an ounce of the honey syrup that we made today. 2 ounces of gin. And then we're going to use 2 ounces of lemonade. Any dry sparkling lemonade should do. We're going to put it straight in. So the thing with this is, and what I was worried about at first as well, is it's carbonated. Because it's carbonated, it kind of will try to push your shaker apart. But as long as you're holding it together, the shaker won't go anywhere. And last, 1 dash of Angostura bitters. Because I have a small bottle, we'll do 2. We're going to fill our second cup with ice. Now that we got our ice, we can shake it on up. I didn't fill it all the way with ice simply because we're going to dirty pour it right into our glass. All right. And, oh, Max's Mistake is done. We can dirty pour this right into our glass. Oh, perfect. That's why we didn't fill the second part of the shaker up completely with ice. We're gonna grab some smug it. Put a straw in it, and now we thank Max for his mistake, and we try it. Oh, that is actually incredible. It's a lot of passion fruit. It's a little tart because of the passion fruit. Kind of sweet because of the honey, because it kind of balances it out. You get kind of the dry lemonade at the beginning. They kind of morphs with the passion fruit and the honey. Gin just a little bit. You kind of get the juniper on the very, very back. That's really good. It's like you can taste all the ingredients separately as they morph together. Because it kind of starts with lemonade, straight into passion fruit. All of it kind of has a subtle sweetness because of the honey. And then the very end is going to be the gin. That's extremely good.
That's so good. I don't think Max made a mistake at all.
No, not at all. And there you have it. Max's mistake. Not much of a mistake. Thank you for watching episode 1 of the new cocktail series, Smuggle My Cove. All the syrups that we made today are going to be shelf stable, other than the passion fruit and the coconut. Those will last for about 2 weeks in the fridge. Everything else should last on your shelf indefinitely. If you learned something, or like the content, or are excited for episode 2, when we actually start making a bunch of different cocktails and experimenting a little bit more, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, goodbye. What is going on? All right, let's open this up. Let's see what it smells like. Oh. It's yellow. Why did I think passion fruit was pink?
It's also, baby, if you look at the front of the bag, there's a picture and it's orange.
Some of us aren't that deductive. In the Tiki cocktail book, Smuggle My... Oh, whoops. This knife sucks. I got your paper towel right here. Okay. Alright, she's gone. Just like my hopes and dreams. Hey! What does it taste like? We're gonna throw it onto the oven. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh. Squirted onto my face. Keep slow motion for you.